Welcome to Beyond the Box. Conspiracies and oddities. You'll find your reality shifting. Dark technology. Shadows monitoring. Your world crumbling. Escape the Matrix, come outside with us. Beyond the Box. Beyond the Box.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Beyond the Box. Chad is walking around somewhere. He went to go get some papers. And Sherry will be back with us as soon as she can get in. She's having some trouble. Why? Uh-oh, did you unplug something again? I think you unplugged it. Technical difficulty. There you go.
I hit it with my finger just now, so. All right. Hello, everyone.
Oh, my gosh.
I apologize for that. I was sitting here and I was getting my papers together and realized my iPad was on the counter right there, right? I thought I'd beat the music going off, though.
I know. I'm going to talk to Nellie and see if we can't get that a little bit longer. Just a little bit, because you like to, get up and go get something to drink. Sherry's fooling with Kiki, trying to get Kiki to settle down. So, yeah. And speaking of the devil, here she comes. With the blue shades on.
Not. Stupid thing. And then I put Messenger on here, and then I got to grab it and then drag it up. But it's the same thing I've been typing in, but every time I hit it, it would disappear.
It worked when you dragged it?
Yes. But
it's
when
not working when you just hit it from Messenger?
No, it goes right into my Safari. It won't go to Google.
Okay, yeah, because you got to use Google on the links for some reason or another. So, hello everybody, welcome in. Hi Froggy, how you doing? I believe right now, Sage, is PRT on right now? Do you know? So if PRT is not on, everybody will be dragging in here in a little bit, in a few. Hi, Sage. How's your 7 wives? I'm never going to let him live that down, I swear. Oh.
All right. It was me.
Right. So Wednesday, we were going to do this show Wednesday, but we went ahead and postponed it. We were having major technical difficulties. Chad, for some reason, his internet decided to go wonker, like, happens to me too. It's all right.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So you got that all straightened out. And then just before the show, my YouTubes were running really slow, so I had to restart them. I'm telling you guys right now, and Sherry had a hard time getting in, these demons do not want us doing these shows on them. And can I just say, too bad, so sad, get over it, because we're going to go ahead and do it. So
I think it's important.
Yeah.
I've always been adamant about, like, what I'm passionate with is discovering the playing field, and that includes the players. And I say it's a 5D playing field because we are dealing with other dimensions and other timelines and other, all sorts of stuff. Yep. Parallel realities, apparently.
Right? All right. So last time we had the scale that we brought out of the 7 different dimensions. And like I said, the oddity about that is, let me tell you, because there are seven different tiers to the firmament.
Huh. That's
As
You want to
above.
know where your dimensions come from. So, where do you want to start out? Oh, before you do that, Sherry,
Yes.
I have a friend who has a top hat and a black coat.
Oh,
We're gonna do a deep dive on Abraham Lincoln, and I'm gonna have him dress up and come on, and then I'm gonna have him do, like, we'll take things that Abraham Lincoln would say and have him say them when we do the deep dive. I figured it'd be kind of fun. He's all in for it.
nice. At first, I thought you
Yeah.
were talking about Hat Man.
No, we don't want to do a show on Hat Man. I'll call Dennis Carroll in for that.
I've,
He's my demonologist. He can
yeah,
do good.
no, I've experienced Hat Man, so yeah, a
Right.
couple times, but it wasn't after me. It was after some, and the shadow people too that go along with him. I'd see him out of my peripheral, and it was my ex, and then he was all freaked out, and he's like, "What is Hat Man? What are you seeing him for?" And I'm like, "Oh, he stays where you're at." Because we
Right.
had different rooms, different ends of the place. And I'm like, "He's in there. He's for you."
So, for those of you who are new, let me do a little bit of introduction for us. All three of us here on the panel, we have all suffered childhood trauma. We were put in programs when we were kids. We went through all of that stuff. And so we are also spiritual people. I'm one that since I was little, I can see, hear, and communicate with spirits. Demons don't like me. They hide from me because I know when they're around. Sherry is very spiritual. She studies a lot of the Buddha.
I'm a Tibetan Buddhist
Tibetan
practice
Buddhist.
for
That's right.
that, but I've worked with shaman. I'm considered a shaman actually, and well, I'm a Reiki master, which is hands-on healing. I'm a seer, been born that way. I have a child that's a seer, very intuitive, empath. I've done card readings. I've done some house cleansings when there has been spiritual
I do those too.
stuff. I've lived in a haunted house growing up, so I, you know,
I
yeah.
liked those.
Well, when
Believe
you're
it or
a
not.
kid and you're trying to sleep and you can't, because you got to keep one eye open. Yeah.
I used to it. And then Chad, he's been going through it, man. These demons are just not leaving him be.
Mhm.
And we're going to be going through some stuff with him and trying to get that stuff off of him. But they screwed up the show on Wednesday and they did not want us doing it. So we're going to give it a shot tonight. So did you want to start with anything more on the dimensions, or do you want to go back into like where they come from and different stuff like that?
Okay. So with the dimensions, maybe we can just have a discussion about it a little bit
Sure.
and just see, because like we kind of got technical about it before, and like I said before, it depends upon your interpretation and how you define and all
Hi,
that stuff,
Abe.
because ultimately we're in a circle, right? And it's just sliced up into little sections, and those are your dimensions, and you can slice them 1,000 ways, or you can slice them 10 ways, but most people slice them 7. And so you got your 7 dimensions, and then within those 7 dimensions, let's say we're in one right now, you have your what is it called, harmonics.
Uh-huh.
And that's like you can be in the we like us as humans. Let's say we're all sharing the same dimension right now, but some are resonating more. It's more like a radio station, and that's the way I like to describe it. Each dimension is a different radio station, and then within
Right.
each station, you can also have another, 7 radio stations, or you can divide that one section down even smaller, and that's kind of what I'm referring to here in regards to your evolution and stuff. So some people could be resonating in a 3D solid, like they're just that worker bee man, and there ain't nothing more to their life than living and dying and whatever it is that they believe in, Billy Bob and their job. So and then I'm sorry, I just lost track.
You got your fourth dimension.
Yeah, I'm sorry. And then you have those that are that are, well, this is another one, because you got to go through that new age movement first and decipher through that. But there are people evolving in question, so you can have some people
Right.
resonating in different frequencies within the same dimension, and those two people could be having very different experiences because of that, seeing
Right.
very different things because they are different harmonics, and having different experiences. And then there's densities, and sometimes people think maybe dimensions and densities are basically the same thing. I'm not going to geek out on that right now because I would have to look into it further myself. I have the information here on paper somewhere. I just I'd have to find it, but I don't think
Right.
it's that important. But there's densities, dimensions, and harmonics. And so
And
that's kind of like what we're dealing with. The spirit world is, what about those things that are vibrating just a little bit higher above us? It's like an airplane propeller. You can see
But-
it when it's still, but when it gets going, you can't see it anymore because it's moving at a speed your eyes don't perceive.
no,
Your head
people-
will.
right. People will be at those different dimensions also, because you have like people like, us, Abe, who have the eyes to see past that veil, be able to see these things, feel these things around us. So I think that we are on a higher vibration than the people on the 3D level.
Mhm.
So,
And you'll have different experiences walking in the woods at night than those
Yes.
people that are, that are not.
definitely.
We'll be tuned into a little bit more than them, and be able to perceive things different. Yeah. And yeah, and then there's also timelines in here that we can just throw in for why not, because some of the dimensions do deal with time, as I was mentioning. Some are linear, some are on a plane, some are 3D like us. And we're going from birth to death, and as we enter the fourth dimension, though, we start to get into hypnosis or meditation, and we can go and revisit our past childhood and do work with those children and heal ourselves internally, and that's really
I
important.
thought that was 5.
5, no, I'm thinking that's just 5 is where you can actually go back and forth, I think, in time or something. 4th is just like you can go back there in your mind, in your imagination, or travel back into we can access these things in our meditation, some of these dimensions, I think, in other words. Because I've definitely seen astral, I've definitely seen, like, I don't know, a higher realm. It's what I would call high definition. It's like when your TVs go from low definition to high definition. This planet is in low definition that we're in
Right.
right now. And when I see the higher dimensions, I'm like, it's almost comes with the sound. It blows me back, and I can't take it, so I don't see it, but just a little flash.
It's because
Now,
your body's not prepared for the higher frequency yet.
No.
But we're getting there. Don't worry about it. It's happening.
Yeah. And I've had these demons visit me throughout my life, and I'm not somebody that has demons in my life because I have perversions. I have demons in my life because I had trauma. And so it's a very different experience, and they're not in my body. It's not like you're going to see it in my features, or in my maniacal laugh, ha 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 ha, or anything that I do.
We're around you.
Yeah. But they are around me. And that's
You
why I
might
got to
have-
protect myself around me. They're always here, and they're always attacking me, and I don't know if I could ever get rid of them. And we'll discuss that some today as well, because there's always the philosophy that demons, they're here on contract, and when that contract is done and they're done doing whatever it is they came to teach you, they'll leave.
Mm. Well, you could have like a hole from the trauma in your aura field too. That's like allowing them to.
Well,
I've had that told to me from my accident that I have like a rip, and so I had to have a lot of body work done to have it help seal back up.
And that's trauma. That's what I was saying. Trauma allows those things in.
Yeah.
So and perversion does too. But
Well,
then they're
yeah.
also saying when you get into the Catholic sense, they're just like, oh my God, have you even have lustful thoughts about your wife? You know, that would allow a demon in. And it's just like, wow, how straight and narrow do we all have to be? Because I don't feel like I want to be that. Unless, you know, there's a higher energy involved. But as of right now, in this experience, in this body, where we're at right now, I kind of like being bad sometimes, and I kind of like being, and mostly good.
Well, that's part of the human experience is
Well, we
negative
shouldn't be.
and positive.
Yeah, we shouldn't be punished for that. But that is what is being said, that you have to live a straight and narrow life, because you can put your God of armor of God on every single day, but it's the little chinks in it that they're going to attach to and get in and access it to. It's not going to protect you from them. It's like that Lord of the Rings, the dragon with the missing scale. You know what I mean? That's that little, I had a lustful thought, or I had a gluttony moment
I
where I
understand
binged
what
on
you're
some chocolate cake. I
saying.
better go pray to God and announce my sins before the demons come, you know?
But you can't take what one group of people, the Catholics, say. You can't. That's a small group of people that's been on. They haven't got to remember religion has not been on the planet as long as indigenous people and other people too. So you're just going by a tiny group of people.
When I say I'm Christian, that doesn't mean I'm religious. Religion was man-made. I can turn around and worship the Father and pray to him, pray to Jesus, read my Bibles here in my home. I can take a Bible outside on my porch and read, and I can pray out there. You have this whole everything's religion, but it's not. There are people who have broken away from that cycle, and they don't go to church, but they believe and they pray, and they're strong in their faith.
It's spiritual. I mean,
Yes.
God is spirit.
Well, okay.
It's spiritual.
Yeah. And we'll get into this. I mean, if you would like to, I'd love to hear the native interpretation of it. But I don't have the guy next door drinking casual coffee and just having a lovely day telling me about demonology. I unfortunately have to get my information from the Catholics and the theologists, and then those people that either disagree, and are talking against them, So that's where the information is coming from. I don't agree with it either. I don't agree with the whole entire game. Like I said, they said you have to be good in order to, and I've never agreed with that once. I've never lived my life that way.
It's
to me, I'm not in a lesson, and I don't have to pass or fail. So get these demons away from me now, please. And that's not what's going on. They're attacking me even harder. So I have to figure out, like, do I have to break down one day and just actually pray? You know what I mean? And forgive all my sins, and
listen,
that I don't believe in.
Listen, okay.
Yeah.
You can do things. You have choices in life to do whatever you want. You don't have to sit and just strongly pray. But when you've got those demons, you do. You need to rebuke them in the name of Jesus is what you need to do. And like we tried to tell you, angels, heavenly angels will help you. But you have to have that in your heart. You have to have Jesus in your heart. You can, you can ask for forgiveness for your sins every day if you want to.
Yeah.
Once a week if you want to.
Jesus is my best friend. He's the only one that I turn to. Period.
And he honestly,
and yet I'm under attack, and it's because they're saying he allows it. Because some of the women that went through demonic attack,
yeah, that is a lie.
We're playing the video. As a matter of fact, you want to play it now so we can call him a liar, not me?
I mean, we can call him a liar because Jesus doesn't allow demons to attack you.
No,
That's
Not
what the Catholics
Well,
say. He's
well,
in
yeah.
charge of those demons. They're not in charge of him. He's in charge of them,
And
and
that
it's his control,
bingo.
and he
And
allows
there's
it if
another.
he wants to.
Well, then he's an idiot. Now it's like Abe just turned around and said in the chat. Abe's in the chat, Chad, and he said that
I,
you cannot give them the power. You need to tie, bind, and rebuke them in the name of Jesus.
I'm the
Um,
strongest person my family knows. I don't mean to be rude, but I am not a weak person. I will stop
I know,
traffic.
it's not
Trust
about
me, I have
weakness.
not
but
bowed to these demons
It's
at all.
got
And I go
nothing to
out in the
do,
dark and charge into them with my light.
Chad.
okay,
Doesn't stop them from attacking
it's
me.
not, but
And
it's
it's not,
not
and I
about
told you guys,
weakness. I know.
it's on a drip system. It's every 3 minutes that I get shit on by these things. That's what wears me down. It's the last straw that gets to me. Not the
It's
fact that I'm being attacked because I can hold them back, but it's that last straw that finally gets to me.
it's not.
But see, they do it on purpose.
Oh, I know.
It's
They trip you up.
and it's not about weak. It's not about
No.
being strong or weak. Okay, the strongest people can be taken down by demons. That is it. But you are giving by acknowledging them and getting as irritated and angry as you are.
Mhm.
You're giving them their power to be
Oh, I know I
able
am.
to,
That's
and
the
you need to
that's the bad
not
thing
do
about it.
that.
And that's
Yes.
what I tried to tell you yesterday is this constant drip system that has been on me, that is built up to my last straw, is not putting me in a good position because you can only defeat them with love. I said that last time. And I said, I want to kick their mother effing asses right now. That's how mad I am. But you
Abe, that's
can't.
for you.
And you can't send them love because they'll use it against you. You know, there's a right way to do it with love. But I'm like, I haven't quite figured that out yet, obviously.
They know your spirit and heart, and they
Yeah.
know how to attack you, brother.
They know your future. They know your past.
They do.
To a degree, they know your future, but they definitely know your past.
Oh no, trust you.
You know,
They know a
so
lot about you, honey. They know a lot. Hi, Sage. They do. And Abe is correct. You know, when you get angry at them, you know what, Chad? Try smiling.
it's easier said than done.
Chill
I
it.
do that.
Chill
I
it.
do that. I do that all the way up till the last straw. You don't get it. I do it until I can't. So it's like they wear
They
me
know
down.
his weakness. They're like picking at him.
Yep.
Yeah.
So he
I mean,
snaps.
my
Mhm.
therapist is making me read that book called A Child Called It. You know, because of the way my life kind of went.
I never heard that one.
Yeah.
I've
he
never
was-
heard of that either.
Yeah, A Child Called It. So it's just, you know,
have to
like I have
look
some
that one
trauma
up.
from the past. I know Abe has way more than me. Mine was all boxing gloves, you know, not brass knuckles or anything like that. I just had bruises, not broken bones. But it had its toll on me because that's when they attach and that's when they, you know, that's when it happens. But according to some of these people, they have a lesson to teach you, and until you learn it, they ain't going away.
No. And those, I'm going to tell you right now, those people are wrong, and they are giving you false information. They are, Chad. They're giving you false information.
I agree with
Demons
you
do not
100%. Yet it hasn't worked for me, so I have to rethink that.
I'm trying to think of what this guy's name is that helped a lot of survivors. Unfortunately, him and his wife had a fatal accident a couple of years ago, but he had gone around, and I can't think of his name right now. It's driving me nuts. But he has his videos and he talks about like the sleepers, you know, when they wake up and the demonic attacks and how to be able to defend. He was a Christian man, him and his wife. I just really can't think of, because he wrote a book called The Black Awakening too.
Yeah.
About
And what really worries
What's
me about Chad is on top of everything that they're doing, he's also getting sleep paralysis.
yeah, that's
That's your
Yeah.
incubus succubus.
Right.
Those are bad spirits.
That's when I had to go clear out my friend's house because
They
that's
tried
what
to-
happened to her, and she was getting choked too at the same time.
Well,
Yeah.
it's weird now because when I was younger, I would go into it, and now I can feel myself going into it, and I'll try and stay there and fight what's ever there, and then put myself out. So it's
You
weird.
know, they like it when you do that. They're like,
Yes.
Okay, so this is so strange. In
You-
sleep paralysis as a child, which is something I would go into often. I was in the third story room. We built a house, an addition to our house that was 3 stories high because the price of oil in Alaska collapsed and our house was now worth nothing and we had to double the size of it to make it worth something. So we spent the summer doing that. And well, anyways, the 3rd bedroom up on top was just one room. It had a ladder leading through a hole cut, a square in the floor that you'd crawl up into, and it had no windows put in yet. It was literally just finished, and that's where I slept. So for some reason, I think the new construction or just where I was, I don't know, but I had a hell of a time in that room with that sort of stuff. One time there was a cat because you feel like you're awake and you're not, and I saw a cat at the end of I wasn't on a bed, I slept on the floor, but where the ladder went down, the hole in the floor, the square hole, and I was full of fear. The only thing I could do, because I've never ever ran, is push at it and just push that fear away from me as hard as I could. And the cat hissed and did all its things. I woke up, and when I woke up, there was a circle on my chest that was tingling as if my foot went to sleep. Like when your foot goes to sleep and wakes up, and it's got all those pins and needles, and it was in a direct circle right here in my chest. So that's something physical that I felt coming out of something that was, questionable whether it could have been just a dream or not.
I'm going to tell you a story. I had a problem every once in a while. I would just walk around and cry all day for no reason at all. And I could never figure out why. And it was usually after my daughter came to visit or after my daughter had her baby and all this other stuff. So I did something that I never thought I would ever have to do. Okay. I went to a psychic, and all I told her was I just keep crying. And that woman looked at me and said, "Your mother died really young, didn't she?" And I said, "Yes, she did." She said, "Your mother is around you." I said, "I know, I smell her stuff." She said, "Your mother's going into you and giving you sorrow because she is upset she can't be here. You need to set a boundary and tell her she's not allowed to do that. But you have to listen to this. You have to drop your pride so that you can do that." And I did it. And I've never had another problem since, and it's been 1.5 years. A lot of what you're going through, Chad, is you are giving them the power, you're acknowledging them, you're trying to fight them off instead of doing it in Christ's name. You are trying to bully them. And that's what they want. They want to wear you down
There you
like
are.
that. And
They
you're
are.
feeding them. You're feeding them.
Yeah.
Yes, but they're also taking away some of my means, mind you, because I told you beforehand, I like to control my food and what I eat, and that way I know what's going in me in that sense, and that's no longer my situation. So I had a opportunity last week or 2 weeks ago to fast for 5 days. So I have been doing that, and I intend to do it. However, these demons have taken away my own autonomy to feed myself. So, I'm planning on going down in another 2 weeks, and I plan on fasting then too. So, and do the meditation. But for right now, like I said, I'd be fasting all the time, but I can't.
Okay.
Does it happen when you go to see your family? Or is it only happening where you're at?
mostly where I'm at right now. They attack me everywhere I go because I get every light red. It definitely happened while I was down
They're attached to you.
because when I went to visit my sister, it was like, yeah, they're attached to me. I think so. You're right, because it was definitely on that week that I had to myself. I didn't get 1 minute to myself, even though I was house sitting and
Hey,
watching,
Devin.
5 animals, but yeah, I had some of my worst attacks then. But to be honest, I do make an effort. Like I said, I am somebody that ferments and goes out and does wild harvesting, and it's not like I'm just stuck in a corner and attacked by demons all day long. It's just that little drip that gets to me after a while, losing everything that ends up in my hands, and those things. But it is something. You're right. I do think. You are so right, because this is going to end with me driving off a cliff, Brenda.
No,
If I
it
keep
isn't.
if I keep trying to fight it like I'm doing,
Not with me.
I've
Yes.
I've got
Yes.
to I got to stop in like
Not with me and Sherry here. Because you can
No.
take some of what Sherry has learned and you can take some of what I can show you, and you can combine a lot of that to try to fight what you're doing without you getting upset, angry, all of that. I've learned not to get so upset anymore. I get a little agitated every now and then because somebody will irritate me, but it's not an all the time thing, so I handle a lot of things better now.
yeah.
And it took somebody that I cared for a lot to walk away from me to be able to do that.
Sorry.
And I'm going to tell you that don't just fast and meditate. You can meditate, but fast, meditate, pray. Okay? Ask Jesus for help if that's what you are more familiar with.
Yeah, because they're right there. I mean, like
Yeah.
right next to you, waiting, but they can't interfere because of free will. If you don't ask, they can only stand there and go, "Okay, I love you." Ooh, gosh, I wish
I
you'd
can
ask.
I
me.
can
No.
I can almost. We'll see if this changes, but I can almost guarantee you 1,000% I won't ever pray. I will meditate. I will wait until the face of Jesus approaches me or something's there. I will wait until something is said to me, or or I reach out and I ask a question or say something to them. But I'm not someone to
You
sit
don't
down and
have to pray to him.
do
Just
anything.
talk to him like you're talking to
Yeah.
us.
Talk.
That
Just
I can do.
ask
That
them.
I can do.
Yes.
I can
Yes.
meditate and talk. Yeah.
You can go, dude, Jesus, I need help now. He's not
Yeah.
going to get offended, even if you call him dude.
Yeah.
He's like, all right, I hear you.
That I can do.
That's
Yeah,
We
that I
can
can do.
talk.
I used
There's
to
I mean,
there's
I'm not-
another thing. There's another
Look,
thing I
I'm
can't
not
do.
telling you to go into the home. I'm not telling you to do that. Talk.
Yeah,
Talk to Jesus. You talk to him.
you
that
can
I can
just
do.
talk
That's
to
what you
him.
do.
He's smarter than that. He doesn't need all, like she said, the holy rolling
Yeah.
around on the ground kind of stuff.
Right.
I don't have to light these
Well-
things and have the smoke going while I'm walking down,
Put
Well, I
your
have
cape
upside
on,
down crosses on my cloak.
get your
Okay?
clothes, your Sunday best dress. No, you don't have
Yeah,
to do
no.
that. I used to talk to him when I was 15, when I was going through things. I'd go on the back porch, had my dog out there, and I smoked a cigarette at the same time. But I talked to him, and he helped. He helped to calm my system down, stop some of the crap that was going on of the dark forces in the house. And I looked at him and I used to tell him, "You're my big brother. You're like my big brother," because I don't have a big brother and I always wanted one. It wasn't like he's like, "Oh, you can't call me that I'm the Messiah or anything." No, he just is like, "All right, it's a teenager that needed some help. I'm here." And I could feel him. I could actually feel him, the calmness, and just sitting there listening. My dog was calm too, just like looking up behind, like he was like right next to me.
And I know that you are going through stuff because I know what you're like when you're calm.
Yeah.
And you're here. You're not fidgety. You're really locked in, and you're sitting there and you're talking. But now you're very fidgety, you're very movement, and you're never like that. So that one thing that you need to do, you need to get a grip on you. And if it's talking to
Okay.
Jesus that helps you do that, meditating help you do that, fasting
Meditating is
will definitely help you do that, because fasting and talking to Jesus, and boy, I'll tell you what,
if
it's good
only
for
I
you.
could. If only
It's
I could.
tell your
Barefoot,
mother,
outside, hug a
tell your
tree,
mother you're
I
not
will
following
be.
hungry.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Tell your
Nature,
mother,
nature.
Yeah.
yeah,
I'm
tell your
I'm
mother you're
okay.
not
I'm
hungry.
okay with nature somewhat. I mean, I'm not one to. I mean, I've communicated with trees twice, but I also know things come out of them. So I'm not sure how I feel about, you know what I mean? Like I've told people before, I don't have the normal, but I do like
You,
walking in nature. You're right. I absolutely could do stuff like that. And I will. And I don't want this show to be about me by any means, because my life's not going to shift anytime soon.
you
And
know
this is something
what?
I've dealt with my whole life. So, but I do want to get
But
into
it's
the
time
demon.
for it to stop. It
Yeah, I
is time
agree.
for it to stop.
And I'll
And
focus
you're
on that.
part of this show. And Sherry and I love you to death, Chad. And if this show has to be about you and those little things that taunt you in your sleep, then it will be about you and those little things that taunt you in your sleep.
I know.
Yes.
And if nobody likes it, they can move
Uh,
and go watch another show. But
okay.
it's the way it's going to be. So
So,
It's
you
so
are doing a cry for help, and we are going to help you
and it's
I
if you
hear.
need it.
real demon attacks. It's not
Oh,
Yeah.
being made up or anything. It's
no,
not like you just researched a bunch of stuff and regurgitating it out.
no.
You're living it.
Yeah, and another thing that happened to me, you said those things that visit you, you know, when I was in sleep paralysis, precisely, and this was maybe 3 years ago, 4 years ago, is I was living in a trailer with no running water, and you try and figure out how you use the restroom and shower and do all that kind of stuff in a trailer with no running water for 2 years, and it.
In a bag and you
Okay.
throw it away.
Anyways, I always get put in the precipice of the opposite of what I am, and so like precipice, and that's why people know I'm very strong. They're like, "Damn, Chad, you always bounce back from rock bottom." I'm like, "Oh, I'm having a
Chad.
harder time with it each time, though." So this is one time I went under trance, and I saw this. I was sitting there on my bed. I didn't even know I was in the trance or that sleep paralysis yet, and I could hear my dog coming in or doing something. So I turned around and looked, and it was like a little demon doggy. It was my pup who has orange hair with no nose and no ears. And it was like, and it was just had this weird little like trot with it. And it ran over and it jumped up on my bed, and I could feel it felt like lead on my bed, is the way it was, and the way it kind of moved like that. And then I came out of it. That was my dog's demon that they attached to her. I'm thinking. And you know, its name was Rad, R-A-D.
Demons can form
Rad.
anything. They can come like a child if they want.
right.
A cute little
They can.
sweet child calling out for help.
They
You go to
sure
look.
Yeah.
And,
can.
It does.
They like to.
They came as my brother one time, yes. And I turned around and I
They
looked,
came
and
as
that's
your
the one that went
brother.
to bite. That's the one that went to bite my shoulder that one time. My brother and I were laying on some hotel bed, and I was down at the bottom where the feet are. It was like a big bed, and he was up there, and I think reading, and I was watching the TV. And I turned around, and he had no nose, and he had the fangy eyes and the no ears, and he just came at me with his mouth opening wide. And that's when I said, "Bite me, and you will choke on love." I don't ever run from these things. You know, I always fight them. So they really don't like me.
Well,
do,
and
they
So,
do because you're
they do like you. That's the problem. No,
oh
they
yeah,
don't like me. They hide from me. I have to call them out and to make them leave. They don't like me. They like you. You're their little play toy.
yeah,
yeah.
Okay.
hell yeah.
And that is what you have to stop allowing. And you cannot stop allowing that if you are going to be angry, because anger is a spiritual opening. And that is an
Okay.
opening for
It's a
those
big
things.
one. It's
Do-
a big one.
Yes.
I am smart enough to know that if I guess if I need to do this, I don't know if I'm smart. Hopefully I am. I am smart enough. I can almost feel it because I can tell when they're going to attack me. So I will work on de-escalating myself before it happens instead of while it's happening. And like do a premeditation before I need to actually enter the situation or whatever that I'm
Do
about to
your
do.
meditation, breathing, calm, breathing, and imagine you're breathing the crap out, your yuck, your hatred,
I
your
do.
darkness. Like you're breathing in love, light, God, Jesus,
And stop
and-
watching
Yeah, I do that.
people. Stop watching people that tell you that God is a hateful God.
yeah,
Stop watching those people.
yes.
God is a very loving God. He is the Father creator.
I'm
He
gay,
is
and he
very
ain't for me,
loving.
is he? In the Bible, according to the
That
Russians,
has no,
there is a God in that Bible somewhere that I don't agree with.
Hold.
Ta-da.
God
I agree with the one
never
Jesus spoke about.
stop.
I
God
don't-
is never said anything about gay people.
Well,
The
tell that to
reason
the
why,
Russians.
hang on, the reason why, no, they're against the
They said our
transgender
God
and
is
the
vengeful
other stuff.
and
No, don't listen to the Russians.
No, you got to
Listen to me
remember
for a
there's so many
minute. I want to
different,
tell you something.
so many
In the
different Bibles.
Bible, in the King James version, it says man shall not lay with man. But that is because King James changed it. The original Bible said man shall not lay with child. King James changed it because he wasn't gay. He was a pedophile.
Yeah, you got to
He
remember
married
they
an
change it for their
11-year-old
benefit.
kid. Yes.
And a lot of the readings and what they were preached, especially the Catholics, when they were talking to their peasants, because most people weren't educated enough to read. So they gave them whatever they felt to control the masses and say, you can't get to God unless you go through me.
I have
Meaning
to find
that they were the
scripture.
ones that are the only one that could talk to God, not saying that you can or anybody else. That's why they
Adults.
started breaking off.
There is a scripture in the Bible for adults that says, because back in the day of Noah, do you think they had marriage licenses? No. Okay. There is a scripture that says that in God's eyes, you are married to whom you lay with as long as it comes from the heart. And it is a true love. Okay.
God doesn't make mistakes in his creation.
That's right.
He
That's
does
right.
not at
He
all.
sure doesn't.
No. Everybody is born perfect in divine love.
There
Regardless.
are, what are they? Serial killers? There are serial killers
I've
that
seen
go
them.
around killing people, that
I've
go
had-
to jail, and they turn around and ask for forgiveness. They talk to Jesus, and they're a different person. God will forgive you. The only one thing that he does not forgive is pedophilia, because you're messing with the purest of his creation, which are children.
Yeah, they're destroying the babies that are closest to God. The
That's
children are closer to God before they get tarnished with all the man-made crap laid upon everybody. Period. And you have to have discernment to move
Yes.
out. That's why I bopped all over the place looking in different places, because every place has the answers. Like we got kind of broken up and twisted up,
Yeah.
but everything doesn't fit for every individual person. It's not a one size fit all.
So
That's true.
so when it comes to God, the way I see it through myself, I guess, and I'm not saying this is a correct interpretation of it, is I definitely don't give him a name. I definitely would never call him the one and only true God or
Father.
creator God or anything. Father,
Father.
maybe it sounds okay. I put him way beyond anything that exists out there in a clear field somewhere, that nothing can touch basically. And he knows my every thought, and I don't need to pray to him. I just need to connect with him. And then Jesus, I just like to connect to, but have a conversation with. I've never actually tried to have a conversation with that being because I don't trust words in my head coming from something outside myself.
And I understand that.
Yeah.
That I completely understand, because there is this thing called, there are things that can get in your head.
And mimic.
And of course, yes, and mimic. And of course, also because
But we
of
want
the
to talk about
programs,
those.
because of the programs, they do the voice to skull,
Yeah.
and we all
Yes.
know that.
I've had it
So,
done.
right. So the
Not
best
from the
thing,
military, but for something else. I have heard that voice to skull voice in my head before though, and it said Harmon, and then I had some wicked dreams after it.
Harmon.
Yeah, it was about my alter ego,
Oh.
and then I had some wicked dreams about it. But it was interesting. Yeah.
And see, that's another thing that I found this out recently. Actually, a lot of the people that went through those programs as kids, the harsh ones like Tommy, and the ones that spurred alters,
Okay.
those alters are they're types of demons from different parts and fragments of your mind.
Yep.
Okay,
Okay. Yeah.
so
That's true.
you need to get rid of those. That
Yeah.
is a number one thing. Those
That's
have to
where
go.
Harmon comes in. They were telling me Harmon
Yeah,
is
well,
your
Harmon needs to get
my
the hell out.
my little psychopath. Everybody calls Dexter is Harmon,
Hi,
and he's
Jason.
one small letter away from harmony, right? And then 2 letters away from harm. So you got your choice. And, now there is a video I sent you on David Wilcox. Do you want to play that one here? And just
Yeah, let me see if I still have
Okay, 'cause
that up.
the mutual friend of everybody's here told me when I sent it to him that it was AI, that he might have heard AI in it, or he heard something that could have been AI. I'm not hearing it, and he's saying exactly what I've been trying to get out of me and I think probably Sherry and everybody else. I don't know. He's speaking what we want to say, so I'd hate to think of it as being AI.
Let me
I
find
listened to
David
it. I listened
Wilcox.
to it. Oh,
Was it the one that you sent me before?
yeah.
Okay.
Oh, Chad froze. Oh, now he's back.
Okay, good.
All right. I got him. Now, let me. I have so many screens up right now, and hopefully I picked the right one. Yep, that would be it. I believe, yes. Okay, so we're going to pay. We all know, I know that Jason knows who David Wilcox is. There may be others, but rest in peace or happy journey, one of the two.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Brenda, you have to turn the volume on, you ding dong. Okay.
But now I do. Now I do. And I want revenge. I do. I'm not gonna. And I don't remember what happened. But now I do. Now I do. And I want revenge. I do. I'm not gonna lie to you. I want revenge. I want these people gone. I want these beings gone. They shouldn't be able to torture people like this. They shouldn't be able to do things to children like what they did to me. And the things that I'm now remembering that happened to me. I'm sorry. I shouldn't be crying like this. I'm sorry.
Well, this is hard for me.
Yeah.
You don't have to believe me. You don't have to believe that these things happen to me. That's okay. I had no idea that I was involved in this crap, folks. I had no idea that I was forced to witness ceremonies, but it makes sense because of why I've been so pursuing this for so long. How the hell are they able to do this and not have you remember? It's amazing. I really have had a lot to process. In my other life, in my waking life, I've of course lived it with perfection. I've never wanted to be evil at all. And these things were done to me against my will. The people who molested me did so against my will. They did it on stage. They did it in front of large audiences. And they were making fun of me because I had special abilities in this ultimate personality that they created. I had telekinesis. If you go back to some of the dreams that I posted online in 1997, there's a dream where I'm in my school cafeteria and everyone in the audience is in a robe and they all have their way with me, make them a banana sandwich. And I didn't realize when I wrote that dream down that it was true, but that I couldn't remember because the memories were taken away from me. But now I do. Now I remember. I don't want to go into this a whole lot more, but it explains why.
Okay.
Oh,
I think that was
I
enough.
got it.
That was enough, I think. That
That
gives you the
was
idea.
good.
what
I
it
wanted to
is.
hear more. You know
I'll
what?
send it
I
to you.
know.
Okay, yeah, no, I love David Wilcox. I used to follow him like when he first came in Ancient Aliens, And then he had his Gaia television show, highly intelligent guy. But later on, when I started listening to some other stuff, I'm like, I bet you any money that he was another kid that was utilized. And it's my intuition. I could feel it, but
Yeah.
I didn't have the names or the words, like, because that's one of my issues, is that I've had that taken away because of hearing and some other stuff, like, let's dumb her down in the front and keep her smart for us.
Well, like,
Kind of.
I was drugged by somebody I trusted, by my family, when I was little, and I was passed around in these parties, so
Yeah, they
yeah,
drugged
I
you.
mean, yes. And I didn't remember that stuff for the longest time. And it wasn't until it was brought up by
Yeah,
another family member.
yeah,
So, I mean, when he, unfortunately, and I'm going to tell you this, I think why the people who had childhood trauma and grew up in these programs and all of this, I think one of the reasons why they gather together is because they all have that same thing in common. So you know that you're around people that you can talk to, that understand. Because when you grow up with it and you know something is wrong and you can't tell anybody because the grown-ups tell you to shut up,
or you die.
or you die, you disappear, and they find your head 20 years later in a ravine because they found the rest of your body a week after this happened. So, I mean, it's not,
Or you're
it's,
severely punished and then
yeah,
slated, tortured, made you
yeah,
go into fear state even more, to where you forget, because that's what happens. And they know that because the brain naturally disassociates. And the kids that didn't get to dissociate died.
yeah, yes,
God made your
yes.
brain to protect you that way. It's a protective thing.
I mean, you don't know, there are a lot of people in school systems that have gone to school and went through these programs and didn't even really realize what they were doing, what kind of programs they were in.
Right.
That would be
These
fun.
people, huh?
That would be
What?
not fun, but that would be fun to dive into one day. The GATE program.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah,
you
there's a
gotta
lot of them.
well, before the GATE program, they had like my case, I supposedly couldn't hear that well or whatever, or reading or something. So, it was reading. And all of us, and it was in third grade, actually. Now I think about it, because we had these workbooks. I finished mine. I finished my workbook before everybody else. All of a
Right.
sudden, the workbook came, it disappeared, and my teacher couldn't find it. She was really loony. She tried to keep me back. She did it to my sister too. My mom hated her, but I was taken to a room
Yep.
by myself with an adult, and the tests, those psychic tests with the
Yep.
star, with the black cards. And they knew me being an artist because I drew all the time. So they would give me like a story that I have to create a story, but they want me to draw it out, or they'd want me to,
Right.
use your imagination and
Right.
stuff. I mean, so when you go into the GATE program, it's a lot of that. They'll either have the slower kids, they call them, or they call them the super smart kids. Like, you're so intelligent. And they do it in
Right.
groups. They figured out after practicing on individuals how to group them. Yeah.
Yeah. So, but when you grow up with the tragedy of, you have people in your life. I mean, look at me. Do you know how hard it was being 5 years old knowing that somebody who ended up becoming the president of the United States damn near killed you. You know,
Yeah.
having an uncle who dressed you up in pretty little clothes and drugged you and sent you to Hollywood parties where you were a party favor. Oh, put me in a thing and shoot me out, right? And then, you know, they put us through these programs. They're the ones who make the demons that taunt you, Chad. Okay.
Yeah, they
All of
do.
Have
They're using them.
through.
Yeah.
Yes, they use them. They use them, and the demons don't fight
With
it.
sac-
They like
by,
it.
sa-
They
yeah, by,
accept it.
by sacrifice, by everything that, yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
eating,
You know,
eating poop. I mean, anything. They make you do anything that's that's so gross.
Here's a book, Chad. You might want to. It's called The Cabal Mind Puzzle Pieces.
Oh, wow.
It's a survivor.
Oh, wow.
Her name, I'll send it. Her name is Laura Worley. Here's part 1. And she
Yeah.
has in here
I know that
wow.
one.
descriptions, and I got part 2 under there, but descriptions and pictures of the stages of how they do
Hi,
it.
Susan.
And how,
I would
Nice.
say hi to
Yeah.
yeah, Laura Worley. It's puzzle pieces.
Nice.
You know,
No, I mean, the picture says 1,000 words. That's what's catching my attention right off the bat.
yeah, it's a good picture.
So,
And this is 1 and 2. I mean, I got a whole bunch of this stuff.
But I'm gonna get mean for a minute here, sure. I'm gonna tell you something, Chad.
Oh, I thought you were going to go off on Cherry and I was going to relax.
Because I showed a book. Oh no!
If I
I'm
can
sorry.
be 11 years old and think about jumping into the ocean on Huntington Beach and walk around and think and fight them demons just by the name of Jesus, so can you. You ever talk about doing anything to yourself? I'm coming to Oregon. And if
All
you
right.
do it before I get there, I'm going to dig you up just to kick your ass.
I'll be there too. I'll meet you.
No,
Brenda.
don't. I know,
No.
right? Don't
I'm not-
ever. Don't
I'm
ever.
I'm not planning
Look,
on it.
We know too many people that can help you. Okay.
Yeah.
Me, Sherry, Abe.
Okay. I might do this one day. If I was ever going to go drive car off of, whatever. Okay.
You got a job.
Let's say if I was going
Do
to
it for insurance purposes.
Yeah. If I was going to go take that flightless flight, and jump off that cliff, I'd rather go walk into the woods at nighttime, because that's one of my bigger fears, and just say, okay, let me just go do that.
What the sucky part is, what if you did do the cliff thing and get all screwed up
I would not do that.
and
I'm
you're
not even
still
putting those butts
alive?
in your head.
Chad? Have you ever thought of that? I've thought of stuff like that. Like, okay, now
Yeah, I
you're
did,
just
because
like-
at the bottom of this one was sand, and so I was looking over the other ones I'd have to get to.
you know,
So it did cross my mind.
divine intervention can make you.
I
see
live by the
something.
bluff lines.
Yeah.
I live by bluff lines, so I'm around.
But we all understand, Chad.
Yeah,
We were all those children.
I hear
We
you.
were all those children that were put in these programs. We were all those children that were around people with money who just didn't give two shit and cares.
Yeah.
We were those children, and there are many more out there. There may be some that don't even know they were there. Still to this day. It's why people wake up at late ages.
Yeah, and some don't.
Yeah.
Some
But it haunts
have-
them in their sleep.
Right, and they call them nightmares, night terrors, and
Night
then they
terrors,
go to therapy, and then their therapist drug them and give them because
Yep.
the therapeutical.
I know. You should have
People-
heard me having this talk about demons with my psychologist.
I
You
should have
should
watched.
imagine how well that went.
I should have watched that David Wilcox
I got a new
clip
prescription.
before we went live. I can't.
I'm sorry.
Okay. It's
You
okay.
want to throw the doctor on there just to cleanse the palate?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
and you'll have
It
to
is hard.
send me the David Wilcox thing because I would love
I
to.
will.
I loved him. You know,
Hey,
And I'm
Again,
sorry. That man did not kill himself. I
don't
heard
think
the 911 call, or I heard the dispatch, and the officer was keyed up and said he's outside with a gun, and then all of a sudden he says, "Oh, he just shot himself." I didn't hear no gun. Now you
Either
could hear
way,
him.
it's
You
just
could hear
sad
him
that we lost
talking.
him.
Yeah,
It's just sad that we lost him.
very, very.
And you know what, Chad? A lot of people was trying to help him too, and was wanting.
Yes.
And he did not want to go with them because he didn't want to bring the suffering and the other whatever was going on with him. He refused and refused and refused
Really?
and refused. Yes.
Yes.
He had a
wow.
bunch of people that was going to help him, protect him, love him.
Yeah.
He had lots.
Yeah.
So you can't run away and close yourself off from everybody because
And
that's an
stop
open
trying to fight
target.
them yourselves. Stop getting angry. Tell him,
Yeah, that's-
Sherry.
that's
Tell him to
easier-
stop getting angry.
Okay,
Stop
easier
getting
said than
angry,
done.
Daddy.
Easier said than done, but I will work on it.
Cool your jets. What are you? An Aries? Are you? Wait, when's your birthday?
Aries. I'm Aries.
I was gonna say, are you an Aries? No wonder.
Yeah, he's on fire all the time. Dang.
Stop that.
Yeah.
You cannot.
Well,
fight
that's okay
demons,
because
Dad.
I am a Taurus and we go smooth, go along munching on grass, but you piss us off. You're going to mess with the horns of the bull. Plus, being a female, it's a mother energy too. And I'm the earth and I can snuff your fire out in a heartbeat, baby.
Really? Really?
I had a Leo
I'm
daughter.
Capricorn, so I'm Ram and I'm Earth also. So you got to deal with both of us.
Yeah, earth
Then try
signs.
that.
Oh yeah, Capricorn.
Really?
I can
Oh.
launch that Capricorn.
I don't know. We're silent bitches. We sneak attack.
Don't let the smile fool you.
Right. But yeah, okay, we'll watch this idiot doc. Oh no, I got it over here. Hang on. I pulled down all the doggone things I had up.
So what we're about to see is a priest is standing there at an abortion clinic as one of the doctors goes to, and he goes to talk to one of the doctors going into the abortion clinic to do his job.
Okay, I gotta find that one. Okay, here he is. 1 minute. Is it the Tucker Carlson one?
No. You want me to resend it to you?
Yes, because I'll keep that one up because he was sitting with a priest too. How many people sit with priests? Come on now.
I just sent it.
Abortion clinic doctor. Is that it?
Yeah.
I think that's it. Okay, let me. Okay. Oh, but no, I want to say I seen this. Let me get this up here.
You have.
Yeah, that David Wilcox one. Then all he did was say one thing, and I was like, I can't.
Yeah, I
Damn.
sent it to like 7 different people once I saw it the first time, and then one of them got back to me, a mutual friend of all of ours, and it says, "I think I hear AI in that," and I was like, shoot. But I've re-listened to it, and I don't think so. I think it's just edited. We'll see.
That's David.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Ready?
You gotta repent, sir, for murdering babies.
Why?
Because it's a sin before God.
Why?
Wow.
Stinky breath.
Yeah,
Why?
that's pretty evil of you, sir.
Yeah, I am.
And I hope and pray that you.
Yeah.
Well, that's what you do to babies, huh?
He's a weirdo. I wouldn't let him anywhere
Love
near
that.
my
Yeah, I
cooch.
do.
Okay. I hope that you come to Christ, sir.
Oh, I never go to Christ.
I hope that you come to Christ,
No,
sir.
I don't go to Christ.
Yeah,
I don't listen to Christ.
You will have a darkened heart, sir.
I do have a hard darkened heart. Yeah.
You have a darkened heart.
I do very, very much so.
And you will stand
Yeah.
before God in judgment
Yes,
day
I
one day.
will. Every day.
You will stand before God in judgment
Yes,
day
I
one
will.
day.
Every day.
All of the babies that
I
you
love
have
it.
killed.
I love it.
Yeah, keep tearing the babies
Yeah,
apart.
I will.
Keep tearing the babies
I
apart.
will.
Keep tearing the babies apart. Yeah, sir. The babies, their blood screams from the ground. Their blood screams from the ground. You are a murderer, sir. You are a murderer.
Right?
Dang.
I don't know.
Oh my gosh,
I
that's
remember.
pretty creepy.
I remember that. I've seen that. I remember that.
So apparently these demons have like even I'm so sorry. I was going to go to the page. Here we go. They have hierarchy. So there's the kings. That's what they're called, kings, which everybody knows. Usually portrayed as the most powerful, traditionally command the largest number of legions. So I guess angels are choirs and demons are legions. So when you're talking about them in masses, so associated with authority and leadership, and an example would be Baal, Bael,
Yes.
Baal, Pabon, Beleth, Person, and Osmodeus. And then there's the dukes. Out below the kings are the dukes, powerful nobles beneath the kings, often associated with specialized knowledge or influence. I don't recognize any of these names, but there's Agaris, Astoroth, Boone, Bareth. Okay, then there's princes. They're high-ranking rulers. Then there's the marquis, often associated with diplomacy, strategy, warfare, and hidden influence.
Right.
So, and an example of one of these is Amon, Amon, that demon. And then there's the earls, and then there's the presidents, and
Good
there's the
Lord.
knights. So we're talking like it's full on. It's like a chessboard. And then yeah, and then there are common themes, although every spirit or demon is unique. There's hidden knowledge. Many are said to reveal secret things, buried treasure, lost objects, hidden enemies. Sciences, many supposedly teach astronomy, and we can see that because we know NASA accesses these things for their information and names their space shuttles after them.
Right.
For the most part, already.
Apollos.
Yeah, geometry, mathematics, rhetoric, philosophy, medicine, influence over people. And that's how to reconcile enemies, create friendships.
What is it?
Love.
Pharmaceutical. It's pharma.
Yeah.
Pharmakia. Yeah.
Pharmakia.
They can also bring wealth. They can bring warfare and nature. Some of them can rule over nature and animals. So what they do not contain. So let's see. The original Ars, it's called Ars Goetia. Those are the list of the demons. Ars Goetia, not contain long discussions about psychology, personal growth, shadow work, inner child healing, mastering emotions, becoming your best self. So none of that has to do with demons, I guess.
Hi, Andres.
And so after that, we just got basically
Hi, Ivy. Sorry. Yeah.
We just have the list of demons and everything to go through if you want to.
Now,
what number one being Baal, Baal.
Right.
And what he commands 66 legions, things like that. Now a legion is a group, so he creates
Legion are many.
So and he commands 66 of those. So by knowing these and knowing who your demons are, apparently you can find the virtue, which is the antithesis of them, the exact opposite of them. And that's what you need to put more. That's what you're telling me to do, basically. Right. So you need to find the antithesis of what they are, because they were just saying like self-help and all that kind of stuff is not what they do. You don't go to a demon for self-help or psychology, to help you with your psychological problems.
Right.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Well,
I don't think
they mimic. They're not creator beings. They mimic everything from. It's like a mirror, black mirror. Like. That's what they do. They're thieves. They steal. They pretend that they made all this stuff up or done that, but they, don't, because you can find the positive, the virtuous.
Yeah.
You listen to this one, Baal, the one that the Illuminati
that they
sacrificed.
worship,
Yeah. It looks like he commands the most legions so far. I don't know. I'm not seeing where.
It's in
Or
that's
there's
the
only
nav-
there's only two that are controlling legions or something. But it's saying that his governance, what he can govern over, is authority, invisibility, and leadership. Called upon for concealment, escaping enemies, political advantage. Appearance. He has three heads. He has a man, the head of a man, a cat, and a toad. He grants invisibility and yeah, I think that's about it. But that kind of explains our shadow government and what they're doing. They want invisibility. They don't want to be known. They want to be able to rule and lead without being visible. They want political advantages, that sort of thing.
Andreas, type for me, please, so I can see if I did that right. I meant to get you last time and I missed you. Now that Baal or Baal, whichever one you want to call him,
Yeah.
that is a nasty demon.
Wow.
So
Yeah, he has a cat and a toad and a man as his three heads.
Yeah. So who is the other one that has allegiance? she wants
Yeah.
a treat.
It looks like they all do actually. I was just ahead of myself a little bit, but Agares, it's Agares, and his rank is a duke, and he has 31 legions. We'll go through a couple of them just so people have an idea of what they can look into, maybe. And you don't want to be praying to these things for.
No.
Okay, but I mean,
everybody in my chat would know that.
to find to find the virtue that counteracts them.
90% of our chat, Chad, is also Abe's chat. So.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
They're,
okay.
Yeah.
For any of the new ones watching, please, yeah. I'm not promoting. I'm not a salesman here trying to sell you a demon.
No, we know.
You know, what are you lacking in your life? Here, let me set you up.
Oh my god!
For
$14.99.
I have a whole list here. You know, so I do want to say too, because this is going to get boring in a second if we just read down this list. I have a feeling that that these things govern over certain aspects of our economy, even, you know, like agriculture and commerce, and and they put their sigils or their symbolism on the flag, so you know which county, which demon is watching over according to what's on these county flags and stuff. I have not yet broke it down, and I'm still trying to. I actually found the video that did. So we'll see, you know, if that's something to look into at another time.
Well,
but
why do you think that Baal is over everything he's over? Because he rules our government. That's why they worship him. They sacrifice to him, because a lot of them are our elite, our cabal, and they are the people with the most money that are in charge. So, you know, he's got his big toe in there. So, yeah.
So,
plus he's been around in the Bible too, where they were sacrificing children.
Oh God,
to him in the Bible.
Okay, there's a debate going on out there too. We may get into in just a second as to what a demon is, and one philosophy is that, and I believe this is the Book of Enoch, which is not, well, Brenda said it was in Scripture, but it was taken out. But I've heard that it's not Scripture or something, so I don't know.
It is part of Scripture.
Yeah,
it was taken out.
Yeah, and they talk about the angels coming down, 1/3 of them, and having intimacy with the humans and creating the Nephilim, who eventually became the demons. And then there's another school of thought where the angels that came down are the demons.
Well,
So
Lilith, Adam's first wife, that they don't talk about her being his first wife.
right.
Lilith left Adam because when Adam and Lilith were made,
Sorry.
okay, Lilith wasn't made from Adam. Lilith was made from the same dirt Adam was. So
Yeah.
she would not be subservient.
Yeah, she
So
refused
it
to
got
get up.
right. So she left, and I think she hitched up with Satan. Now their children were monsters. I just hooked up, you know.
That might
That's
be
where-
where
Soap
Bigfoot.
opera.
Is that where
yeah, I
Bigfoot?
know, right? Biblical soap opera. You are correct. So, you know, and that's where those monsters came from. The Nephilim were giants, and why they were taken away, because they weren't the ones that were mating with anybody. They were eating because they ate all from the land. And when there was no more land for them to have, they started to eat the people.
Yep, cannibals.
Yep.
Cannibalism. Yes. Yep.
Yeah.
And they were big. They were giants.
This is okay. Now I'm sorry. So there's Amon. People are literally summoning this. Didn't it just say a minute ago that this wasn't right? So Amon is ranked a marquis, commands 40 legions, governance over reconciliation, love, hidden truths. A demon having governance over love. See, this is where I get weird. This is
think
where the
that's
R
lust.
situation must. Yeah, it must be lust.
It
Huh?
should have been lust. Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
thank
Demon
you.
over lust.
Thank you, because I'm like, interesting. And he's a wolf with a serpent tail. That's the way
Yep.
he looks.
He
Then
is
there's
one
Mark.
of he is one of Edith's children.
What
Where
about
monsters came from?
isn't there a hairy one out there called Seth, one of the children of somebody that went to his
Yes.
father, and then he killed his brother, and then he had to kill a goat and put the fur over his arm. I remember Susie telling us about this,
Oh. I think that was that
and
Seth?
she thought that was the
Help me out, Andreas. Was that
the lineage-
Seth?
Yeah, the hairy one.
lineage of the Bigfoot.
Oh, that
Oh,
led to the lineage of the Bigfoot.
And it
no.
could have been the lineage of the Bigfoot or something. Or
Cain
I
yeah.
and Abel,
disagree.
Sage
I
says.
disagree
Cain
with
and
that
Abel.
one. Bigfoot are their own.
Yeah. Here, just put this goat skin on and you will now magically become Bigfoot. Poof.
Yeah, no doubt. No.
God. But yeah. And each of those children, I want to say, from the mother monster, they all grew up. It's just like what is the God? I am drawing blanks. What's
Vampires.
the snake's name? What's the snake's name that wrapped itself around, and the one that
Leviathan?
yeah, that was
Leviathan.
even one of Edith's children. He's the one who bit Thor, although Thor killed him, but then Thor died because of the bite from him. So
This is Leviathan.
yeah, that is also one of Edith's children. Yeah. So they all were brought in. You know, you I guess you can look at it in the way of, well, if God, because I've heard this, if God Almighty was God Almighty, why did he let these people create demons, and why did he let these people create these monsters? Well, free will. It's that free will thing.
no.
Those people will pay in the end. Those people will burn in hell. But until then, it's free will. But yeah, don't listen to those people that tell you that the Father is not a loving God, because he is. I'm telling you right now. He is. And all you have to do, Chad, is talk. Talk to Jesus.
Sage has
Oh,
another
he's spoken
theory.
to me. He's spoken to me before. He's not somebody I like to call on very much, because I don't like to bother people, and I don't. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of why. But
Yes,
he
the
he
world
has spoken to
serpents.
me before in my head, so
Yeah.
I know I can if I need to. I guess I don't know if I can, but it's happened before. I would think it would again.
Yeah.
Did you want to play one of those other videos? Just to see what they have to say, and because I think in there is where they talk about like Jesus is maybe the. I think any one of them would be all right. They're gonna have something that's gonna add.
I got this one up here with Tucker.
Yeah,
What is
because to be
that one about?
hmm.
You want to play him?
Yeah.
Well, I know what the heck. We all know who he is. We all know who he is. We'll play him. It's not just him. There's he's got a
Chad Ripperger, that
Chad-
one
Chad.
Catholic.
Yeah.
I was trying to
whatever
say his
that
name
is.
in our last episode, but Chad Ripperger.
Okay, yeah, I'm not even gonna try that one. I ain't doing it.
Possessed. There's three ways. The first is you commit. How does a person get possessed by a demon? And then how does he know he's possessed? There's three ways. The first is you commit some grave sin, like abortion, murder, engaging in the occult arts, selling your soul to the devil, stuff like that. So you do something really bad. The other is something really disordered or grave has happened to you. About 50% of our caseload are women who have been psychologically or physically abused in a grave fashion. And that disorder is the domain of the diabolic, and so that opens the person up to getting possessed. And people say, well, that doesn't seem fair. Well, that's true in one sense. On the other hand, Christ permits it, and what you find very often, especially the women, you find this, as they climb their way out, they become some of the most holy people you'll ever meet, because the amount of virtue they have to obtain to engage in the battle becomes pretty significant. How does a person get possessed by a demon? And then how does he know he's possessed? There's three ways. The first.
That's a Catholic perception.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
That's where I got it from. Was
Hence-
this guy, and I don't
Hence
like
the
it.
reason. Hence
Very
the
much.
reason I left Catholic Church.
Okay, I was gonna say.
And that's
I mean,
a
I'd probably go
guy-
to him if I needed an exorcism, but I don't
And
know.
that's a guy who's not married, who's not around women. Sound like to me, I took it personal. I was like, he's just ripping the crap out of the woman, saying, you
Yeah.
know, like, well, you know, since this happened, that's what happened to her. She's got to work hard with virtue. Blah blah.
And I didn't go to a therapist to try to get through what I did. I talked to one a couple times. It's one of those things that back then your parents were like, you don't tell nobody.
And
You don't tell
therapists
nobody.
don't. There a
And they
lot of
don't
them don't
understand.
have
Yeah.
the education to help people in a lot of situations. They're very book smart. It's really hard. The lady that I showed the book went to about 20 different therapists trying to get help and talking about things that with the demons and the possessions. And she's a Christian woman her whole life. And so she she talks about it quite a bit.
Sometimes some people can find their own way to do, like Sherry. What'd you do? You
What
went
did I do?
to. Yeah.
Oh, I mean, I did go, but man,
No,
after-
you went, but it helped you more.
mine was spirituality.
Right.
Is
Okay.
what I went to. I went on my own intuitive knowledge of running around and reading different, not getting into everything deep. I didn't go and read like every freaking book so deep.
Right.
I just went intuitively and went for what I needed to use. And if I disagreed with it, it's like, or if I tried it, I'm like, okay, that doesn't work for me.
Right.
I don't disagree with what works for other people. If somebody has the Bible and they read the whole Bible and they can pick, like there's a lady, Lynn, who I watch, who's another survivor, but she's a profound Christian. She does prayers every morning at 3:00. She reads her Bible. She'll bring in things to make it. And she's like, I know it's not 100% correct, but it works for her.
Right.
But what works for her doesn't work for me. I didn't get it. I didn't get a lot of this stuff. Learning the, trying to learn, I don't know. I've done different modalities. I've worked with, before I even knew about demons, I mean, that's kind of like been a recent thing. I dealt with dark stuff. I dealt with ghosts and spirits. They could have been demons. I don't know, because I wasn't taught about demons. So I didn't have the mindset about them or the fear about them. And I believe personally that you don't open that door half the time. You don't. It's a belief system. If you lower your vibration, you're going to let in dark entities, is what I knew, not called demons. Been told about it, but I learned how to clear them. Not with my brain or anything, not always praying and putting it off onto somebody else to come in and save me, because I found out nobody comes to save you. You got to save your own butt. You got to find your own spiritual tools in order to get help. Yes, Jesus helps you, but we're not here. Sorry, people, this might piss some people off and stuff, and I don't mean to. We're not here to just lay back and hand it over waiting for somebody. That's why we're in the situations that we're in. You're here in a human body to take action, conscious action. But it doesn't mean to fight fire with fire, because look at what's going on with that. It's not doing very good.
I can tell you.
Right? He's got his hand up. I tell you.
You can't.
There's just
that.
a lot more fire.
I mean, just like a lot of stuff that, and I kind of did that too when I started learning about some of my memories and everything. I got pissed off. I went down the dark rabbit holes of everything, looking at it, and oh my gosh, I can't believe this. And I got mad. I didn't want revenge. I knew revenge is bad. Okay, never wanted revenge, because I don't want that on me. I don't know. I was born different to forgive, a lot easier. I had a hard time in the last 7 years to forgive. And once I vibrated down to such a low level, I got the crap. I told you about that thing that jumped on me. I don't know what it was. I wasn't going to name it, but I threw it off me and cast it out of my room. Now I got my dog all fired up. I'm going to have to be quiet now.
Kiki, come here. You want to talk? You got something to say about demons too?
Maybe she's possessed.
No. But yeah, and I mean, and everybody does deal with it in their own ways. I mean, I dealt with it in my own way, and yeah, I went through anger too, Chad. You that is a normal thing to go through. Anger from trauma. Okay, don't ever let anybody tell you it's not. But the only problem with the anger, because of the spiritual attack that you're under, is your anger is what is fueling them and giving them the strength and the power over you. And you don't want that.
Pisses me off. I can't.
Okay, but don't let it piss you off.
I know. It's like, how?
Because they,
I got it. I have to think ahead of when I'm going to get pissed off and then try and stop it. Because once it starts, it's like that fire starter. That little girl that had to say, when her hair is like flying in the wind, and she's like, back off, back off. And I'm like, it's literally like it's. And then one more thing shits on me and it's on. It's just like, okay, here we go.
Because they know that you have it. You haven't dealt with your anger. That's the problem. Even if you're calm and you're collective, you got that anger that's still buried down beneath. I mean, there's some people that carry anger and they don't attract darkness, but they created cancer within themselves. They've created disease within themselves.
That's a big one.
I can personally say that when I started going down, that my hair started falling out. I'm trying to recommend that, get it back. Yeah. I started going downhill, like seriously, my physical self, mental, but found out sometimes, and I'm like, well, I wasn't a person that needed to hit drop bottom darkness, but I did. I didn't request it, but it happened. Now I'm taking the measures to crawl myself back out of that dang old dark hole. But also saging. If you have sage, the Native Americans, to get the dark spirits and stuff, they sage. They sage the house. And it also works against the Draco too, because they don't like it.
Yeah,
They
know.
sage the house. And even
I
the
have
Catholics have mirth in their thing, because they are actually saging. They just don't tell you what they're doing, but use mirth. Or if you use copal, the Mayans use copal, which is like a resins. You can probably get them in any store or off from Amazon. Resins in a coal.
Oh, I have resins. I love resins. I have those. Oh yeah, dragon's blood. I have dragon's blood.
Yeah, you burn those. I mean,
I have all those things. Yeah, I've done those things so much. Like I said,
got a feather thing with turkey feathers.
I've got some of those. And I have sage sticks, and I have white sage in a bag with the leaves.
Yeah.
For the bowls.
It's like pissing on a it's like pissing on a wildfire when it comes to demons, though. It helps with wicked energies and maybe some negative thoughts that are lingering around. But when it comes to a demon, they'll just sit their ass right on your couch and not move.
Well, that's because they know how far.
And the only way you can get rid of them, it said, one is by bursting them out with Jesus. I banned you, but not all of them you can get rid of that way. There's some of them you have to get rid of through fast and prayer, is what they said. Because fast is like cleansing of the body, and meditation cleansing of the mind. But
you know what else happens when you do that?
Yeah. But I do all that stuff.
Parasites.
Oh.
And I do feel better. Yeah, and I take ivermectin, and when I was on that cleanse, I did black walnut, I did oregano, and I did black seed oil, and I didn't do the turpentine. I thought that would be a little bit of an overkill.
I do the oregano and black seed oil.
You can also ask.
I do all that stuff.
You can also ask. I used to do this with my youngest son because he would get bothered and attacked at night. Archangel Michael. I would go in and I'm like, all right, we're going to call in Archangel Michael. And I said, he's got kind of like, because for a kid, like a pack on him, but he and he can suck him up. And you call him in and you ask him to clear every corner in your room from the top to the bottom of the ceiling to the bottom, to go around and clear all the way across the ceiling, clear across the floor. And then he can take them up to heaven and put them up in there. And I used to say a net too, so that they couldn't come back. And then you can call in as many angels as you want to protect you through the night. And I swear, when he used to call them in, I'm like, how many do you want? He got up like 1,000. The room started kind of heating up. And I said, it's okay. You can call in. And he would sleep better. And I had to do it every night.
Okay, I will say, though, just so you know, that I am somebody that woke up every morning and did 3. I'm not exaggerating. You can think I'm lying if you want. When I was a teenager, I would wake up at 3 a.m. in the morning and do 3 hours of advanced aerobics because I wanted to be a dancer. When I thought I had demons, I woke up in the morning and I did 3 hours of spiritual practice, of like doing Kundalini and all this stuff like this. And I was probably just inviting more spirits in, probably. Clearing my mind, meditating, and then at nighttime doing even more. And that's when it even got worse. That's when my attack got worse than it had ever been. And I was like, okay, I'm never, ever fucking doing a meditation or anything ever again. I'm like, not even one angel came to my defense. Like, seriously? Like, who was I praying to? Like
the bewitching hours. But you also got to remember, do you have anybody that knows witchcraft and witchers that could be possibly sending things to you too?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, they said family curses, and you're right. There are. Yep. I was told, I had a psychic tell me that there was witches in China that were working on me. I'm like, okay.
Damn.
I don't know what that means, but it was Ivan Taylor, so whatever.
Well,
I not whatever, but
so you can.
yeah. But
and
I'm all right. Like I said, I'm out doing stuff. You know, I mean, it's not like I've always been optimistic. So I just get really fed up with it sometimes.
Well, the Reiki that I do also is the Christ consciousness with Jesus, and it's also I have
Oh wow.
holy fire. So
Yeah.
I can send, and I can do distance, and I mean it's not like Jesus hands-on healing. It's just from a different part, different words, but same thing around the world. Different words for different cultures, different people. People could get past their bias and get past their whatever and start to run and discover that there are a lot of tools and spiritual ways that God has placed on the planet through different people, through the shamans, through this, through that. But there's a fine line because, yes, there is the hell realms. Yes, there are dark entities. Yes, there are demons. It's just bad aliens. You got the grays and all the other too. It's just lower vibrational frequencies.
There is a theory out there, a philosophy now, where some people are thinking that these are all the same thing. Just to apply that here and now, that, and I'm not saying it's necessarily true, but they're saying, you know, there's orbs. Like the camera will see the orb, but the human will see a woman in white walking across the room. And the reason the human sees the woman walking across the room, the white lady or whatever in the white dress, and the camera doesn't, is because the camera doesn't have a consciousness to manipulate. So some people are speculating that because of that, you know, all these things and all the, you know, they're all just one thing pretending to be something, you know, all these different things, wearing different masks or some kind of intelligence like a plasma or something. So there is that possibility as well.
As somebody who sees,
Okay.
I see orbs. Hang on.
Okay.
Depending on the color of those orbs, depends on what it is. If
Gotcha.
you see green and red orbs, they're not good. Usually light orbs, white orbs, they're somebody passing. But people seeing people, the woman in the white dress, go by, that's something entirely different. That's entirely
the
different.
camera, but the camera's seeing an orb there, and when the people are seeing a woman in white, because they're being projected from that orb what to see. And people are also saying that these things, these orbs in the sky, may be the same thing, and they're just projecting to us what to see and believe. And like, for instance, one lady would talk about this cartoon character that would come in and visit her in her childhood every year when she went to every night when she was a little girl and went to bed. You know, like it was a until finally she got. It was a few years later, and she was much taller, and it came back as the cartoon character. And she just looked at it and she says, "This can't be real. This can't be." You know, she was questioning everything, and it started glitching in and out. So, there are people that are debating right now whether, like, what are these things exactly? You know, are these aliens, and are aliens and demons all the same thing? I don't know, but I know there's
different dimensions. I think that there are a lot of them that are demons. Now,
yeah,
I'm not going to say 100% all, because like humans and animals, you have good with bad.
Yeah.
Okay. So,
yeah.
But which ones are good, which ones are bad? Well, I will tell you right now, I have never met a good reptilian. Ever. I don't think those little bulbous head things with the big eyes are nice.
Well,
they're the ones with the
that-
long ET fingers that when you get abducted, they want to probe you. So I don't.
yeah, and
think
then
that's
they
nice.
made the hybrid kids, and so according to some people lately,
Yeah.
that's what's going to be introduced to us as the hybrid children that have been working with our governments
Oh, God.
for
Here we
a
go.
while. Yes.
So if you, I'm going to send you one right now, Brenda.
I'm moving to Greenland.
Brenda,
gonna
just
live
sent,
on
Well,
my-
it's going to be everywhere, not just here.
I'm gonna go hide underneath a igloo. What?
I sent you something that may explain what we just saw. If we haven't already watched this.
Okay, give me a second. Let me pull this over.
I'll be embarrassed if we
Oh,
already
for
watched.
crying
this
out
photo.
loud! What did I just do? Hey, you guys are like itty bitty on my screen, and I have 4 different screens on one screen. Oh yeah, like that one.
Yeah, when I
Uh,
was hearing that was going to be how our disclosure was going to come, and it's like, wait a minute, doesn't this sounds so much like what I heard 15 years ago through the UFO community of the pre-warning is if your government's going to be like, hey, they've been with us all this time, working with us, and we just didn't let. Those are the ones that you got to be leery of and afraid of. Not afraid, but like, okay, I don't know. Use some great discernment on it. But we'll see.
Hook it up
We'll
to
see
a
what's
battery
coming.
and say, "Here, hold these cables," and turn the key. Because a gun, I don't think is going to really hurt them.
Here, step over this pond and take these.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they say you're not supposed to. But don't shoot at those orbs.
Well, we'll watch this one.
Yeah.
We
Gun
got.
won't-
Oh, we still got a little bit of time left. We're good. Okay. Oh, dang it. Go.
What is your like high level view on like what demons are?
I do not subscribe to the Catholic version of demons at all, because if they are just disembodied spirits of Nephilim, how can they procreate? How can it inseminate a woman with a fetus? It's a biological being. The only explanation I found is that it would be the red rite from Peter J. Carroll's research, where you have a practitioner who is trying to replicate his own consciousness, and the only way to do that is to combine sigils and secretions and then possess the fetus that will be in the woman. So I believe we're dealing with something that is self-replicating. The deeper I get into this, the more I realize that there is some kind of technology present, and then it's not either or. It's not spiritism or technology. Whatever we're dealing with seems to have combined both of them,
Right.
which is the Jack Parsons model.
This is the crossover between the paranormal and like the UFO phenomenon.
Absolutely. I believe there's something deeper and darker going on here. It's almost like technomancy in a sense, and it seems to be, according to the data, not the dogma, but the data, that we're dealing with a singular intelligence that's operating underneath the paranormal umbrella. Not either or, not UFOs or ghosts. It's something larger and much more in tune with each other. Even within Catholic exorcisms and manifestations, in many cases we're witnessing is some kind of translucent being that has its own energy field. I am more along the lines of the ultra-terrestrial model. I do not believe we're dealing with extraterrestrials. The evidence I've collected, it leads me to believe that we're dealing with something that's here.
Yeah.
This gets back into Jacques Vallée's case studies, where he had one instance, this is fascinating, where a UAP comes crashing through a tree line, and yet none of the branches were disturbed. But it's going through the branches, and then it lands on a patch of grass, which is disturbed. And so the idea that I'm leaning on here is that we share certain parts of reality with them. And those parts of reality that we share are where there is disturbance, where you have physical evidence. But that would also explain why that tree line was not disturbed itself. Why? Because it doesn't exist for them. Now we get into Betty Lucas' case study. She's an abductee where the same phenomenon occurred, where she's just in her kitchen with her family, and these beings walked right through the door, didn't open it, walked right through, and yet when she handed them an object, they could hold it. So that aspect of us sharing certain spaces with them, it also occurs in hauntings. It seems like some things exist in our reality for them, and we share that space, and some things just simply do not. We don't really know what's going on here. One thing I could tell you, though, is that the phenomenon is highly deceptive. Highly deceptive. And it evolves according to our awareness of it. And it evolves in order to evade. People are being taken from a young age and experimented on by entities.
Oh, and it's still going.
Just a different thought process of behind demonology. That's kind of like Phantoms with Dean Art Coons. I remember reading that book once when I was a child, and it was like all these different phantoms all around the house, and it would be in somebody's kitchen, and in another house would be like in their basement. But it ended up to be an ooze that could take different forms, but it was one thing, and it was a phantom or something like that. So that's what he's trying to make this into being. And I don't agree with that entirely, but I do appreciate, getting pulled out of the Catholic version of what that one. I like to kind of combine the two there, maybe. Because he did say, like you don't believe in extraterrestrial. He believed in ultra terrestrials, which are the future ones, I believe, or interdimensional ones.
Breaking news.
What?
I didn't say I didn't believe in extraterrestrials.
There's a whole town that a friend of mine lives in Virginia, and the whole town has got blackout, and everything is going crazy. So Virginia, if you're in Virginia, watch your butt.
Yeah, that's one thing that's just absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah.
Lights go out and people go stupid.
Yeah. Right?
Yeah.
Instead of helping each other or trying to see if someone, check on the elderly, check on your neighbor, check on someone, see if somebody needs something. No, let's go. No.
Well, Glenn sent me a thing on the hurricane, and it's getting ready to slam Texas, and he sent me a thing all freaking out. I'm looking at my weather going, not all week here. That's on the coastline. That's why I don't live on the coastline.
Yeah, we had the Canada fire smoke. It was so bad yesterday or the day before that they have the art fair, which is the biggest art fair in the United States. They had to shut that down. People were it was gray. It was so smoky gray. You could smell the toxins and everything in here. Yesterday was a little bit better. Today was clear day. But it smelled like before we got on, I could see it was starting to get gray again.
Yeah.
So, yay. And the weird thing is I went on Instagram and like there's a bunch of Michiganders on there and they're like, yep, 4th year in a row. And I'm like, oh yeah. And I said, kind of funny that it starts at the same time, same year, every year cycle. I'm like, oh, right. I'm glad someone's keeping count. So Michigan's had the exploding diarrhea with the lettuce and the greens. Then we've had the tremendous 100-degree heat wave, and then we get smoke. Yay. That's so fun.
I didn't do it.
Oh, and then I found out we got like tons of data centers coming up around here too.
Oh, we're fighting them over here. We've gotten 7 of them. They had to stop building.
Wow.
No more. And we have thieves running in, taking all the copper from those data centers. They're taking all the copper and they're taking off. That's the dumbest damn thing that leaves laying around is copper, you dumbasses.
Oh, yeah. Well, we got some copper people around here that go through and break
want them in our rural areas.
AT&T boxes.
Any property.
And I'm not too far from Detroit, so hey, come on, brothers. They got copper.
Did you mute yourself?
Me?
No.
I can hear.
Am I muted?
Can you hear me?
Hell? Why can't I hear you guys?
Oh, you can't hear either of us.
Uh-oh, something's wrong. Something's the matter.
Brenda we got
Chat, say something.
Hello.
Okay, I can't hear either one of you guys. Chat, can you hear them?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can hear Chad.
Sure, yeah.
We can hear you.
We can hear you. Yeah, that's true. Oh,
yeah,
she just.
And online, they hear us all.
Can she hear herself? That would be the.
Oh, she popped out. Oh, she's back. Can you hear us?
I can't hear you guys.
Can you hear you?
Yeah,
she can't hear me to hear you. Okay.
We can hear.
She wants us to wait. Except we can hear her. She's mouthing it.
Her earbud fell out.
Oh, boy, how the heck did that happen?
I could not
Damn
figure that one
demons.
out.
Give back my plug, you assholes. Where is it? It's stuck to me somewhere. Where is it?
All those things you talked about, Sherry,
Okay.
don't sound to me.
Nope,
Didn't
not it.
didn't feel natural to me.
Hang on, hang on. I
What
got it. I got it.
things? What the
The fire, the lettuce thing. It all sounds intentional.
wait.
Like something's just they're just
Oh,
doing little weird things.
yeah.
Yeah.
No, I know that that's not natural. Let's put it that way.
You know what I'm going to blame for that? I'm
I
going to
mean,
blame my nub.
Michigan's,
You're not-
in my opinion,
It was
and a lot
stuck
of
under
people
there.
living here is getting attacked for, and why? Because we're the state with the freshest lake waters in the world. So we got Nestle up there taking over on some part, been doing that for decades, and siphoning the water. I mean, got a lot of indigenous people that are trying to protect the water and people to protect, because, you know, somebody's got to do it, but
They
we
need to
share
get
the
some
Great
bows
Lakes
and arrows
Canada and stuff too. So,
go kick their butts is what they need to do.
well,
This is crooked. I'm crooked. What is going on? Wait, I got this. Hang on.
I feel like we're being on, what is it, the square game that they used to have back in the day. And they shuffle us around.
Hang on a minute, you guys. Give me laughing so hard my teeth are gonna come flying out. That would be so hilarious. I'd be like, somebody make a short out of that. We are posting that everywhere. Boom. That would be
Yeah.
hilarious. I'm
I
sorry.
had to
I'm
lock
just saying.
Kiki out. She got too crazy.
Well, it's because Kiki knows we're coming up on the end of the show. You know how she gets.
Yeah.
She tells you what time it is.
She's on the other side of the baby gate of the door.
Uh-oh.
Laying there.
Uh-oh.
So,
What's weird, Andreas? I'm going to let Andreas tell us what's so weird. Hang on, Andreas. I got something for you, buddy. Hang on. Hang on, Andreas. I got you. I'm coming. Get up here, Andreas, and tell me what's weird. Come on. Bring your fanny up here. Come on. Let's go. We're waiting on you.
yeah, we all got a little weird, but you know what? At least we can do it. Most people don't want to. They're like, oh, no, I don't do that. I don't get weird. It's like, yeah, you do.
Yeah. We start talking about all the programs and get in depth on programs. That's when people contact me and they're like, you really shouldn't be talking about that. And I'm like, yeah, right.
Why? Other people-
Andreas.
Hey, what's up? What I found weird was the whole random tech difficulties where you guys were like wondering if you were like, can you hear me? Can you hear me? That sort of stuff. And then you start playing around with the whole freaking, and you start going in and out. I'm going like, okay, that's a bit weird. And the next thing I know, you're just playing around. So yeah, I just commented like weird.
I had my cord underneath my nub, and apparently I had pulled my ear thing and it unplugged and I didn't know it.
Oh.
So that's why I said I blame my nub. It just does its own thing. Yeah.
At least you don't blame the cat.
No. Yes. Was it yesterday? Yes. When I was on the show with Glenn, my cat kept jumping on the back and she was black-eyed yesterday. And she would get on the ground and she would dig her claws in my leg. And the whole time for like 20 minutes before we ended the show, I had to keep watching her and watching for her. And she was just circling me like a shark. I won.
She was looking for blood.
Yeah, she was. She
got possessed.
I'm not sure what she thought she was doing, but she was doing it. So, yeah. It was terrible. But how you been, Andres? I ain't seen you up on Abe's panel for a while.
Yeah, I've been good. I've just been a bit fucking camera shy lately. Yeah, like I don't show my face, but I haven't been up on Abe's due to like some issues with my phone. And I usually use my phone when I go on Abe's. I don't use a laptop because the fan's too loud. And I did ask the one time we were trying to help the lady on Abe's because the fan goes loud. I know that wasn't an issue because I asked you to confirm it and you couldn't hear it. So I just been like seeing if anybody else will come in or not. And there was also that I was actually wondering if that lady from the PTRT. I'm not sure if you've seen it, Beyond. Like
that lady, yes. The one that said God was talking to her through the music.
I was wondering if she was going to go to Abe's channel, if she'll come on there, but she hasn't. And that was just
I couldn't believe what I was hearing with her. I was like, okay, either she is hearing demons or she has lost a noodle or two, because I'm pretty sure if the Father's going to communicate with you, he's not going to do it through Spotify.
Yeah, and that's one of the things. There's actually two people who are part of PTRT actually said something very similar to what she's going through right now. There's a woman who actually did a few videos with Josh and the rest of the gang called him Takeyashi, but she goes by Taki. You know we have like a Discord for PTRT now, and I typed in that what did everybody think of the Night Live? What I said was, for me, it was certainly odd, because I woke up and then I saw that PTRT did another live later that night, and I actually got in like an hour late, so I didn't know what was happening. But based on I typed in a comment, and like some people noticed that like I mentioned something about color, and then Dawn, another member, asked me why I was mentioning about color. I said, like, was it the color of her face? Is it paler, redder, that sort of thing? Because some people do go that way, like when they're going through something, some people turn more pale, like the whole fear thing, where people are afraid or going through something to get pale. So, and for me, she did look like that. And that's when Dawn decided to elaborate that she was doing all these twitching motions, that sort of stuff that a normal person would not do.
Right.
But yeah, I said in the Discord that for me it was certainly odd. And as I was watching the replay, which was a couple hours later during the day, that it felt a bit heavy in a sense for me. And that wasn't the only thing that was odd about me just watching. Like, the woman, that was certainly a bit off. And nothing against her. I wish we actually got more information, but she didn't want to reveal anything more. And if she was going to talk more, it would have been with Josh and the others, which I completely understand. You don't want to put that stuff out in public,
right, because
certain people will just use it against you. As I was rewatching the replay, I actually heard heavy breathing. But what caught me... Wait, what? Keep going?
I was hearing it while she was on there when I was listening to it, and I thought it was just me. I'm glad you heard that.
That's new. I have to go back and see if I can timestamp it. I haven't watched it a second time, but I heard heavy breathing. But what was weird about the breathing to me was that I wasn't sure when it happened. Was it sound like they had trouble, like they were doing like really hard? I'm not gonna try to mimic it because I'm gonna sound like I'm doing it, but I wasn't sure if it was like coming from the replay itself or the fact that it was right behind me in my own home. That's what caught my attention about it. So that's what I'm going like, holy crap.
Andreas lives in a very interesting place and has very interesting neighbors down the street.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
So, crap.
They're quiet neighbors when they want to be.
Yeah, they are. But yeah, that's when I am. That's when I mentioned, and then it was like I think it was like a few hours or the next day. Taki typed in a response on Discord that she was going through something similar, but she managed to get knocked out of it.
Well,
She was going through some.
I heard that after Abe went up there, she kind of calmed down a little bit more. Now, I didn't watch it after Abe went up there. Once he shut down his stream, Jesse put out to Abe that Josh needed him over on his platform, and he's like, "Okay, I'll be there in a minute." And I typed in the chat, "He does really need you over there," because I was listening to her and Abe at the same time, and I was dumbfounded with some of the things that she was saying. And then when she said that God told her to leave her husband and travel around the world, and I thought, God's not going to tell you to leave your husband.
See, that's another
Wait a
thing that got my attention was the fact that she was talking about her husband, but I came in later in the chat, so I typed in, I thought her husband sent her away to her parents' property. I didn't know that he was there with her until later.
Yeah.
So I'm going like, what's happening here? And then she mentioned that she went to go get something from her mother or father's vehicle, and next thing you know, the mother comes out, and she's wondering like, what are you doing in there? I'm going like, what?
Yeah.
And I typed in that there's it's either possibly memory loss or the parents or somebody in the house was using. And I'm wondering like, is it like is there something adding more to this parent to this activity, or something going on more than that she's not telling? Because
I'm gonna be honest with you. I've seen people on like heroin and stuff like that, and I mean, I don't know her and I don't want to talk bad about her, but in my opinion, she looked like she was on something and not marijuana.
I understand where you're coming from, and while I haven't personally known anybody like that, I have seen videos of people being like tricked out of their minds, and I'm going like, is like, and then just like you, I don't want to say anything back because I don't know the full impact or what she's going through, but she did mention she was going through a crisis in her life, and she's around in her 40s if I remember correctly. I'm going like is this entity using this to their advantage to use this woman? And when she mentioned about all these different things about like God was sending her messages through technology, I will admit technology is good. It is, but it's also a double-edged sword.
Yes.
And I looked in the comments of that live. Another member of PTRT also went through something similar, where they believe God was sending them these messages, but it wasn't him. It was them presenting it as that way to themselves.
Right.
So I'm going like, okay, so we got two people here who also went through the same thing, who managed to luckily snap out of it. Is that something this woman is going through, and now she's asking for help in some way? So, like, I'm hoping that Josh, Wolf, Nelly, and Abe can help her.
Yeah.
And the woman did calm down when Abe was on there, and they did a prayer. And did look like she was, and like at one point in the live, it did look like she was about to hop off, but that's at the same time when Abe managed to hop on too, and they did a prayer.
Well, I was
So-
watching her face when Josh was trying to explain things to her, and she was rocking back and forth and rolling her eyes and smiling like she
Yeah,
wasn't buying. She
yeah.
was not buying what Josh was telling her.
That's what I
do know that
was.
for a fact.
That concerned me too. I'm going like, lady, woman, sorry. We're trying to help you. Everybody's just concerned about you. We want to make sure that there isn't something more played here. Like what you're showing, it doesn't seem like something you should be doing right now. And she even said right now that she's like in crisis. If you're gonna, something else will take advantage of you. If you want to truly seek the Father, ask Him. I come on to you, Father, in the name of Jesus Christ. Give me a sign that I know it's you and nothing else.
Yep.
And not only that, I will do what Abe and PTRT's been doing too, about I tiny and rebuke any negative or demonic entities in your name.
Yep.
I want to make sure everybody was just trying to make sure that you're safe, that you're not putting yourself at risk. Because, and even then, I think she mentioned that she was going to Virginia or West Virginia. Those states, they can be very rough.
Oh yeah.
And when she mentioned that she was going to see if she can get money from like her followers or maybe like charity, that's also another thing, because if you're just gonna take that sort of money, that money won't always be available. And if you're just planning to like hike or hitchhike or take random drives from strangers, even if they are your followers, people can make fake profiles and do crazy shit.
Yeah.
So that's just Georgia. Oh, Georgia. Say
Yeah.
Georgia. Thanks for thanks for that, Sage. So, like,
that's dangerous. I mean,
it is,
especially in this day and age. I mean, it's always been dangerous, but in this day and age, you never know who you're going to run across. Try to pick you up and give you a ride, and you're thinking, "Oh, this is cool," and before you know it,
you're not around.
That's right.
Super dangerous.
Yeah, it's really super dangerous. That's correct. I mean, and it doesn't do you any good when you're walking around, people pull up and you try to ignore them because they're just going to keep bothering you. So she really doesn't need to be tracking around the world on her two front teeth. I mean, on her 2 feet. Did I say two front teeth? On her 2 feet. All by herself. She doesn't need to be doing that. That's pretty dangerous.
it is. Like I would like an update on her if possible, but I understand if PTRT is willing to give one. But like it is her life, and it's and it sucks because there could be people just like her around the whole world thinking these images are from the father, but they're not. It's from something else.
Absolutely correct. Where did Chad go?
No idea.
I don't know. Oh, he's there.
Oh, there he is. Oops, there he is. Yeah, we kind of went over a little bit. So, but we are going to go ahead and go. I seen Abe in the chat earlier, Andreas. I don't know.
Yeah, I was
takes
going
off
back
some
in the
Saturdays.
chat.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
I
no.
think maybe because he was in the chat, maybe he's going to go live this weekend. Who knows?
No idea.
But all right, well, we are going to go ahead and get out of here. Thank you, Sage. I mean, Andreas. It was really good. I just looked at Sage's name. Andreas, for coming up here. I hadn't seen you in forever. Usually when I go up on it, Andreas is my relief with Abe. Like,
Yeah.
I'll go up there and when I'm tired, I'm like, Andreas, you coming up here?
Yeah, sometimes I go
We'll
on there.
swap off.
Yeah, usually I am. This past
Yep.
couple lives, I just been off duty in a sense, because I'm not really sure what the heck to talk about even on Open Mic Tuesdays. Because there are some things I want to like talk about, but I'm just not sure if it's actually worth bringing attention, like different cases around the world, or even some like the famous, like the Salem witch trials, like how like what initially caused that was like some kind of random rumor or what, or even some famous werewolf cases, like the famous werewolf of Jawudan. Like some people say it was like a tiger or a huge ass wolf, some stuff like that.
The Salem witch trials, I'm going to tell you what originally I think some of those were, because my grandmother used to talk about those. And she said that some people with ability, you know how people have the abilities that they have today, being knowing spirits and being able to see things, they were saying that was part of witchcraft, and that started those witch trials. And the more that they did it, the more people were getting pissed off, and these people were like, you know what, you want witchery, we'll give it to you. So I think that it originally did start with people who had abilities, and somebody said something and poof, they're a witch.
And also I heard the women with the herbs and help healing things that they thought people would die from, you know.
Yeah.
So making witch's brew and all this other.
Yeah, and they were just using herbs.
Yeah.
You know, healing herbs.
You know what? That's one of the things I have issues with that time period. Like, some of it I can understand. Some of it was just outright freaking hate, whatever you want to call it, random stuff.
I've heard some people say that maybe the guys ate some magic mushrooms, tripped out, and then went after.
Oh, God. It was a werewolf, I tell you. I was on shrooms. Yes.
If they heard
I
what
knew
people call what some people call that the devil's lettuce, and I can see why. Back then we would see devils, and I can see why they would get that, but just by eating random ass mushrooms. I'm surprised some of them didn't outright die from it.
Yeah, you can die from certain mushrooms that kill you too.
Yeah, you got to know which ones you're eating.
Oh,
What's wrong with him? I don't know. He was out just plucking mushrooms out of the ground and eating them all. I don't know what the hell is wrong with him. So yeah. Oh God, you guys. My allergy has been so bad that my eyes have been running and they're making under my eyes chapped.
Oh,
and I had stuff on it, but then when we played the David Wilcox and I started bawling like a damn baby, I washed the stuff away, so now they're all dry again. It's like, oh my God, what am I doing?
My eyes have been irritated because of the lovely smoke and from Canada. Just burn your eyes.
Right?
Give you a cough. It's been fun. My voice is deeper from it. It's great.
I'm going to walk around with 2 masks on my face, one over my mouth and one over my eyes. I just don't even want to see anything anymore. Don't want to breathe anything. Everything is horrible. It makes my nose itch. It makes my eyes itch. Surprised the inside of my ears don't itch. I better shut up because that's probably next. Cool. Whoa. But all right. Thank you, Andres.
Thank you. You got a nice voice too, by the way.
All right. Thank you. Thank you guys for letting on. I'm gonna hop off because my phone's about to die and I'm charging it.
All right. No
Thank
problem.
you for allowing me on the panel, and maybe I'll see you guys in the Abe's chat if he comes on.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
Well, other than that, goodbye.
Bye.
Take care.
Yeah. Andres is always over there, so I like that I go up there with them. And we sit and we all talk. Look at me, I'm over here yawning. Don't ask me why. I'm not. Oh, I haven't taken a shot all day. That's why. Ooh, Brenda, bad girl. But we're gonna go ahead and go for now. Gonna go run to the little girl's room. If you can, and they can tell I'm rocking back and forth, going, "Okay, I gotta go."
That's why I disappeared, drinking all this water. I'm like, that's okay. I'm muting and getting up and go.
Unfortunately, I don't get that advantage where I can just run away. I mean, when we had Susie with us, it was okay because I just put a quarter in her, let her go, and run and come back.
I knew I had the opportunity. My bathroom's just like right across the hall, right there. Kicked my son out. I'm like, I gotta go.
Mine's is way over there, and I don't even know what's going on with it. So, yeah, it's in there. It's in there waiting for me. It's like, come on, it's hollering. But all right, guys, we're gonna go ahead and go. And Caesar, if you're still in the chat, we did talk about doing that deep dive on Abraham Lincoln and having you come in dressed like him.
I'm laughing at Sage.
It's amazing. Sage, what are you doing?
Oh, snap. Andres is getting compliments from Sherry and then asking if he snags aunties with that smooth voice.
Oh, it's okay, Andreas. He knows that you're only married to one wife, so you have a lot of money to spare. Sage is married to 7, so he has shit. He has a pot to piss in, maybe. Quit picking on Andreas.
He does. He's got a nice voice. He's got like a radio voice. It's very nice, soothing.
Yeah, he he lives down the street from an old cemetery, and they think that old cemetery used to be, I think it was native, and then they used it to bury other people. So they were like buried on top of each other. And he gets a lot of strange noises and a lot of stuff like that.
Hope he doesn't get like Poltergeist, like the movie where they moved in the house on top of the Native American burial ground.
It's very interesting at his house. I told him, you think about moving maybe?
Yeah, sometimes we'd like to move and just can't. So
Because that's one thing I don't think anybody should ever mess with, and that's those native spirits.
no. Nope. Used to work with a chief spirit at the other land or place that I lived at, because there was things going on, but I was able to communicate with them and calm the situation down. Yeah, did ceremonies.
Yes, Sage, we know.
Laughter is the best thing. It's the quickest thing to God. It cuts through everything.
That's right. That is correct. That's correct. He's not only like this here, he's like that when he goes over to Glenn's show. He's like that when he's over in PRT. He's just Sage is a comedian. Sorry.
I love that. That's awesome. Somebody can make me laugh. Hey, you're all right with me. And you gotta laugh in this world.
Yeah, he does good. Silly Sage. Silly Sage. But all right, guys, let's get out of here. And we will touch base later this week on another show. And, I wish I was a guy at this moment. I'd be sitting underneath this table with a damn bottle in my hand trying to piss in it.
Okay, hold on. Just
You guys suck. Oh, and he tells me, hold on. Are you going to get me a bottle or a penis?
They do make these things for women. I've seen them at the REI camping place.
They don't work. They don't work. I used to ride around all over the place on the back of motorcycles, and I got the art of running behind a bush and dropping my drawers real quick.
Yeah, nature.
So, but I've tried those things. They don't work. They don't work at all.
I never
just
tried
need one of these things, Brenda.
I would still look when I take a shower.
I think it would work.
A shower chair, and it looks like a circus act in there. Me trying to wash everything. Could you see me trying to put that thing in between my legs, sitting in a wheelchair?
Then you need a cup at the end or a bottle.
And a towel on the floor.
Yeah,
boy, this show went sideways real fast. Oh my God. Say what? I do that sometimes. It's so funny because when I'm over at Abe's chat, everybody else will be real slow coming in. I'm the only mod in there, right? And they will put the link out there. And his sister Brenda will jump on, and I'm like, God, I gotta sneak away and pee real quick. I drink 20 of these a day, full of water.
Wow.
Got you in the heat. I've been drinking a lot of water too.
Yeah. I wait for my doctor to tell me again, girl, wash all your salt out of your body. You need to stop drinking so much water. Look, he wanted me to quit drinking soda. I haven't drank soda in almost 10 years.
Wow.
Yeah. I think
You
mine's
can't
been
take my
longer
water
than
away
that.
from me, too. The hell do you think you are?
Just put some salt in your water.
Yeah, or under your tongue, a
Yeah.
couple granules.
Yeah.
Or on your tongue, something like as you're drinking the water, right? Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I thought about that today because I was like, man, I feel dehydrated. What happens when you go to the hospital? Oh, they give you saline, which is salt water, into your veins.
What's the matter? What happened? You were dead asleep. Why'd you wake up? Oh. Bitchy Poo's over here. It's okay. I got an empty bottle of water to hit her upside the head with if she comes. Where's she at? Is she right behind me? I can't see her if she is. Get her. The hell's wrong with you? What do you think I pay you for? He does not like that cat coming anywhere near me. And she's bigger than he is. But she don't mess with him. He'll go after her and she just runs away. She's like, I'm done with this. What's Sage saying now? Oh, be good, everyone.
Be good. Just being good. Be good, everyone. Make someone laugh next week.
Sage is being good. All right, guys, let's get out of here. All right, everybody. Watch for the notifications. We will be back sometime during the week. Don't know exactly when yet because we got something cooking we're going to plan. And you guys make sure to have a good rest of the weekend. And like always, please be kind to one another. Have a good night.
Night.
Welcome to Beyond the Box. Conspiracies and oddities. You'll find your reality shifting. Dark technology. Shadows monitoring. Your world crumbling. Escape the Matrix, come outside with us. Beyond the Box. Beyond the Box.